It is Finance Friday, and First Ontario's Chief Operating Officer, Mark Perkins, is here to answer some of your viewer questions. Thanks for joining us. We're going to get right into this. Our first question is from Dave in Vineland, who is wondering how much you need to have, or how can I know if I've saved enough for retirement? That's from Dave.
Yeah, so that's a great question for Dave, and one that a lot of people have. So I kind of equate it to a hairstyle. So it can be really, really personal and highly dependent on how much you have to work with at the start.
Okay, very good. Okay.
But there's a couple of key concepts. So the first would be that you need 70 to 80% of your working year income in retirement to keep your standard of living. The next would be the 4% rule. So you want to withdraw 4% of your retirement portfolio on an annual basis. That will give you 30 years of consistent income in retirement. So it's probably easiest if we walk through an example so people can understand the numbers. So if you were making $80,000 in your working life, then in retirement you need around $60,000 to keep your standard of living. Well, when you apply the 4% rule, what does that mean? Well, that's $1.5 million. So big sticker shock right off the bat. That's a big number. But we don't stop there. Then we layer in other kinds of income. So you have CPP, Canadian Pension Plan, OAS, Old Age Security. So if you spent your time working in Canada, you've been contributing to this your whole working life. So that can equate easily to $20,000 a year. So what does that mean for the $1.5 million? Well, it drops it by $500,000. So it's pretty significant. If you have a spouse or a partner that's done the same thing, now that comes down even further. If you have a home, you've paid off a mortgage, you have equity there. But it's really, really individual. And it's mostly around your plan. So what do you want your retirement to look like? Are you planning to travel first class and sail on super yachts? Or are you planning to volunteer in your community and help take care of the grandkids? And that's where a certified financial planner and investment advisor is really important to your retirement planning.
Okay, great question. Great advice there. Our next question comes from Elaine from Hamilton, who asks, what are the withdrawal rules when I decide to change my RRSP and LIRA account to an RRIF and a LIF, and how will it be taxed? Okay, what is a LIF?
So let's start by going to school, right?
Yes.
So RRSP, Registered Retirement Savings Plan, RRIF, Registered Retirement Income Fund, LIRA, Locked-in Retirement Account, and LIF is a Life Income Fund. So when you're working, you save and you contribute towards your RRSP or your LIRA. When you retire, you convert those to a RRIF or a LIF, and that's what funds your retirement. So in Canada, we have a requirement to convert your RRSP to a RRIF by December 31st of the year you turn 71, and then each year there's a minimum you have to take. There is no maximum, but there are pretty significant tax implications, and that's kind of Elaine's question, is what are the tax implications? So when you withdraw from a RRIF, there's a 10% tax withholding on the first $5,000, 20% on the next $10,000, and 30% on anything over $15,000. But that is the tax withholding, not your tax rate. So there's lots that go in. It's really important. OAS, CPP, pension, RRIF, RSP, those are all taxable incomes. So tax planning, you can see how tax planning can be a really important part of your retirement planning. So again, talk to a professional. Okay,
we've almost run out of time, but we want to give an update because First Ontario is helping us with e-transfers for our Christmas toy drive. So just quickly, where are we at right now with that?
So far we've raised $4,500 and the program is just launched. So big shout out to CHCH and the community impact. I think you've done it for more than 20 years now. In fact, I got a car full of toys in the parking lot that I'm going to bring in. Oh, that's awesome. We'll have to get a picture of you then and unloading and being Santa. Did you bring a hat? Okay, and if you'd like to donate through e-transfer, thanks to First Ontario Credit Union, they're making it possible. You can donate any amount to Toy Drive at chch.com, and a reminder that the drive ends on December 20th. And if you have a financial question or topic you want covered, email your questions to financefriday@firstontario.com. And if your question or topic is covered on air, you'll receive a gift card from First Ontario.